Hello there. Do you have insomnia? Can't manage to sleep at night? Do you like automation? Well, this is the perfect game for you. The average Factorio experience is as follows: neuron to neuron synapse failure, caffeine addiction, and also, while playing this game, you'll probably have left your job to make your green circuit design 12% more efficient. And trust me, it's worth it. This game is the most addictive thing to ever exist. Except for gambling, of course. Factorio. This game I hold dear to my heart, because it made me sleep deprived for 3 months until I finished it. I mean, it's a nice game to play when you have no wife or no life. This is only the 26 quadrillionth Factorio review-ish video, and I think as I have finished the game twice, I am most qualified. I have almost exactly 200 hours in this game, which is in the lower end in the community, by the way. Seriously guys, touch grass, holy hell. With 200 hours in Factorio, I'm still learning a lot of things, new tricks and efficient designs, and the game traps you with it. The first reason to why Factorio is so good and addictive is the gameplay loop. Trust me, this will be very short since I know you heard it like a billion times. You crash land on a planet, you need materials like coal, wood, iron and copper. Well, in more complicated forms eventually, maybe 70 hours later, to finally build a rocket and take off to I don't know where really, space I guess. Still waiting on that DLC to find out. I will definitely make a video about it. Now, similar to life, the most interesting part is in between those two things. Life and death, and crash landing, then many hours later, taking off. It's kind of a beautiful message about how if you crash land, you could always take off if you work hard enough. Why am I getting philosophical on a Factorio video? Moving on, starting off is inefficient, which is a big no-no in Factorio terms, or unengineerful. Anyways, you start with nothing but just a burner drill, and the local abundance of resources like iron, coal, stone and copper, which unlike Minecraft is actually useful. And there isn't a billion of just underneath your feet. If you don't know Factorio, here's a tutorial. You put the burner drill on the resource and it mines it. You're welcome. This is the only help you're gonna get from now on. At first, you get almost no resources because of this guy right here. He's slow, which is unacceptable. But then you get belts. This is where things get complicated. Belts are basically a transporter from A to B, like a train, but a very small one. When you finally figure out how it works, you gain 20% extra brain cells, and trust me, you need those. You first need power and then inserters. Quick tip, never ever use the burner inserters. I don't even know why they exist. Then you need more science and then more power. Hopefully you can see the loop here. For example, you need science to research stuff, to research more science. It's so easy, yet so good. I don't know how the devs even did it. But now the end goal, like we said, is to build a big rocket with the loud ass sirens. Sorry, I mean little launch indicators. But there's a problem. Your problem is the local population of cockroaches, also known as Turkish people. Actually, their real name is biters. The biters bite. They are your number one enemy. Well, except for morality and ethics. You'll get your first party of biter protesters around the first time you unlock a little bit of science. They won't be a big problem since you have your American Glock 17 with 10 ammunition to unload at anyone's frontal cortex who disagrees with your work. And as an American capitalist, your main job is to eradicate the biters in any close proximity to your capitalist factory. The biters are communist. How did I come up to that conclusion, you ask me? Well, firstly, they want you to share your factory. Secondly, they use your resources to make their entire race more powerful. And thirdly, they just come out of nowhere and destroy all of your machines because this is our land. Now the factory must expand, so as any American would, with the biters, your main goal is to make an itty bitty little thing called a nuke. Thousands of them. and use them on anyone that comes even close to you, specifically the Turkish Biter Communist Party, but that will come later, as right now we need expansion. It is the easiest yet hardest part of the game. You expand by simply firstly wanting more resources, the easy part, and secondly building more machines, the not so easy part. Just make sure to build walls. You actually need more machines and resources to produce more science, so it's important. Trust me, you can't just try to finish the game with 2 assemblers, okay? Well, you need at least 5. And also around 130 hours to spare to wait for the recipes. Also what is known as inefficient. Yes, correct, you got it. If anyone said slow, no. Now to truly expand, you must choose what factory you will be building from now on. There's 3 choices. The first one is boss. A boss is basically like a main line of resources on the belts, the size depending on how many hours that you didn't sleep the week before. So for me it was 4 lines of iron, which times 7 is 28 hours sleep deprived. Very nice. Now you take the resources and put the machines on a side and connect them to it using, you guessed it, belts. I think you're getting the hang of this. Now, here is a very large and obvious warning. Do not put your machines on both sides of the belt unless you want to end up like the second option for a factory. Spaghetti. Just like mom's spaghetti, it ain't perfect, but it works. Sometimes. Do not put your machines on both sides or you'll lose your mind trying to fit more lines in the main boss. And you will not figure out what anything is or what produces what. Got it? Okay, now the third option is city block. This is by far the best choice, but also the hardest to master. This option comes up when builds are simply too inefficient for your high-tech cranium. So you use the much expanded version of it. Trains. But warning! You'll have to train your patience to try and run a train network. Because you need trains. A lot of trains. And you need to learn signals. From experience, easier said than done. Like I said in the beginning, this is for an A to B transportation. Now the problems start to occur when you place another train. Well, that was anticlimactic. Trains get hated and loved by the community, as they are so useful but so frustrating to use. Like, it has a cliffhanger of a learning curve, just like the ending of the game. I will not get into trains anymore, it's too complicated and I barely know how it works. In my city block, trains crash every 10 minutes or so. So go watch Dosh Doshington's video about it or something. I don't know. But anyways, the city block design makes expansion the easiest thing ever. You just get your schematic, place it down and wait a little and you're done. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend going spaghetti for a factory, but for some reason every single beginning factory ends up being at least at some part spaghetti. And I can tell you, after too much expansion, you get sick of it. After some time though, you get used to it and get to the mid game. This is where the fun actually begins, and it starts with America's favorite liquid, oil. You will need it for science from this point onwards, so make sure to have lots of it. And with this, the first thing and most important thing you make is lube, which is for robots. After researching robots, everything changes from brutal mouse clicking every 0.2 seconds and messing up thousands of times to get a good build, to just click Ctrl plus C, Ctrl plus V.
2 days later.
Done. And also make sure to click the like and subscribe button. The robots will now be the foundation of building from this point on, and your current goal is to get 1,000 of each for it. But just a warning, you need lots of power, and with lots of power comes great Turkish cockroaches. But also, you get tanks. Yes, actual tanks with explosive shells to eliminate any to eliminate any biter that's attacking you. If you have any biter in a 100-kilometer radius, you could simply roll over there and erase their population from the face of Novice. Oh wait, you've run out of ammo? Make the tank the ammo. Just run over anything you don't like. The biters become bigger from the pollution, of course. The big problem is that actually, the more pollution you produce, the stronger the biters become. The more likely your base gets destroyed and you fall into depression, which would of course be game ending to you. If we didn't have the RGB super duper gamer beam, also known as laser gun, but bruh, this is 2023, no one calls it that anymore. Now, with all of this technology, machines and robots, it's impossible to power it with just 1800s technology, and it's also inefficient. The big no-no in Factorio terms. That's why we got nuclear power plants. This is the best thing in the game, since if you fuck up, it go boom. And if it go boom with friends around, it go boom too. Clearly, this is a love thy neighbor moment. With nuclear power, you need 5 things. You need the nuclear fuel created from uranium-239 and 235, the aforementioned nuclear plant, advanced steam engines, and heat exchangers. All of this is to turn the 5th thing, agua, into steam. With all of this, you produce around 40 megawatts. Nice. But this is a measly peasant not worth it amount, so I would recommend at least 4 reactors side to side or as friends. Just make sure it doesn't, With all of this new technology, trains, nuclear power and robots, you get to the end game. With all of this done, you probably have 3 sleepless days, your girlfriend has left you, and you're living on Cheetos you bought last week. I would take my time and go eat some healthy food first. After you've done that, at this point, you should have research modules, which are the most useful thing in the game. For example, you're running low on copper? Simply make your slave robots deliver the modules to the miners, and no more problem. Just know that you can only have 3 modules and miners, and 4 in assembling machines. But now as we got to the end game, this is where the real fun begins. You simply go research maxing until you get to nukes. If the tank didn't do it, this will. Simply make a very simple nuclear rocket ammo factory and wait. After some time, just get on your car, drive to the nearest population of cockroaches and launch. Now you have become addicted, the destroyer of your sleep schedule. Sunlight is now a deterrent to you. Grass is now a philosophical idea. Now unfortunately there are no nuclear tank shells, which makes me a sad boy, but there are some mods that add nuclear artillery shells. Now with the biters at a safe distance, you are now ready to make a rocket. But after it's done, it needs a special ingredient. Fish. You put it inside and launch. Wait. You thought that was it? You thought this factory was done? Nuh-uh. Bro, we just started. This was your temporary beginner factory. Now you go to the empty place where thousands of biters used to live and build on their flesh. Your brand new mega city. More miners, more machines, more efficiency, more expansion. Now that you've mastered the art of train, your robots build as you watch. And expand until there's but one build left. The rocket. Your arms shiver as your mouse wheel gets closer to the icon. The withdrawal symptoms come even before you have withdrawn. And you press it. You wait as you see your beautiful creation. The still inefficient factory that you are proud yet disappointed with. And now you put it down. You get the materials and slowly make the rocket. As time goes on, you feel satisfied with the factory. Not happiness, but just satisfaction of how far you've come from 1 or 2 burner drills to thousands of machines. And all of that, you did. The rocket is almost done. Time is almost up. You look at the clock, it's 2 AM, but that's just half of the day for Factorio with you. The hatch opens, and that loud ass fucking siren starts. Anyways, it goes up and up from the ground, just like a tree reaching for the stars. The rocket stands still, and you in awe. You clicked on it just like you have clicked so many times before to get to this moment and launch. It's done. The factory is complete. We could continue on and expand, but what's the point? As we have begun from crash landing to crushing my computer. Holy shit, why is it lagging so much? Oh, Chrome was open, sorry. From crash landing to flying above the clouds, now it seems the factory has expanded enough. This video is actually a love letter to the Factorio devs. I love your game just so much, and I haven't seen any other game like it. My friend gifted it to me, and I think it's the best gift he could have given to me. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a nice day.